Really see a certain decline in joblessness when it comes to the Ghanaian youth. From a Q3 statistic in 2023 of 13.7% unemployment, today we are doing 14.7%. The same Ghana Statistical Service tells us there are some 7.3 million Ghanaians who are multidimensionally poor. The same Ghana Statistical Service tells us there are 1.9 million people who are NEET. They are not in employment, they are not in school, they are not in any forms of training. How practical or practically, how is John Mahama going to leapfrog these people from poverty and give them jobs?
Fantastic. Fantastic. That is why His Excellency John Mahama has said that we must go away from our usual way of dealing with the issue of unemployment. We have to be practical. We have to be ingenious. That's why he has mentioned the 24 hours economy. When the TUC, when the AGI and other seasoned professors and educationists and labor experts heard this policy, they said this policy is a game changer. Do you know why? You see, Eugene, in Ghana here, one of the biggest problems in Ghana affecting businesses is the issue of high production cost. Between you and I, even in our 2-bedroom chamber and hall, single room self-contained that we live in, with one air conditioner and one fridge, you can attest to the fact how much we pay in the form of ECG bills. Your guess is as good as mine. How much companies are paying? Huge. Some of them have, collapsed because of this. So, John Mahama is saying that under an NDC regime in 2025, we are going to support businesses. Businesses that have the comparative advantage to operate a 24-hour shift system. John Mahama's 24-hour economic policy is going to support them. What we are saying is that Ghana, after 10 p.m., we call it off-peak hours. What it means is that after 10 p.m., a chunk of the power we produce are not utilized. So why don't we utilize them? Why don't we allow companies that have the necessary demand to operate a 24-hour system at a lower electricity cost? So we are bringing in what we call a specialized meter that we call a time of use electricity meter. It is in the US, it is in the UK, it is in Australia, such that depending on the time of the day you use it, maybe after 10 p.m., that specialized meter will recalibrate such that if you are a business and you are using 100 cedis per hour power, the recalibration of this specialized meter will reduce it to 10 cedis per hour, so that you have a reduced production cost, hence allowing you to produce more and employ more. That is one aspect of the 24 hours economy. Now, another aspect is that John Mahama funded the Exim Bank. Today, it is one of the strategic bulwarks for many companies in Ghana. We are going to utilize proceeds from the Exim Bank to support businesses that roll onto the 24 hours economy, that have the comparative and competitive advantage to operate a 24-hour system. Companies that have demand and cannot meet it. Now, John Mahama is saying that in an environment of a 24-hour system, there should be improved security. Now, the MDC has done a human resource analysis gap of the Ghana Police Service, and we have realized that we are in a deficit of 25,000 men. So, in an environment of a 24-hour economy, where the economy has opened, where you have more young people getting the opportunity to get works, where companies have been emboldened, companies have been encouraged, the necessary robust entrepreneurial environment has been created by the 24-hour economy. You need more security services. So the government's security services will be expanded, more people will be enrolled into it. Now we are going to empower private security setups. I don't want to mention names, but private security setups to also open up for more people to be employed. Now, in an environment of a 24-hour system, there must be improved security and transport. You know that John Mahama was the one that brought the Ayalolo buses. When COVID struck, the nurses and doctors that were sent to the various health facilities to work, it was the Ayalolo buses that sent them. Now, we are saying that we are going to bring in more buses to make sure that in a 24-hour system where more people are working, the night is busy, dawn is busy, we will need an efficient transport system. Now, more drivers are going to be employed, more conductors are going to be employed, more tickets givers are going to be employed, and a lot is going to be done. We are also going to give tax incentives to young people. As I sit here, do you know that there are about 60 companies in Ghana who have written letters to John Mahama so that when he wins power, they will roll onto the 24 hours economic policy. So this is a beautiful policy that we must encourage, and it is happening all over. When you go to Sydney, I don't know whether you have read the Sydney 24-hour strategic document.
I'm particularly familiar with the Estonian system, but some will question that integrity and track record is key in politics.
Yes,
and you can leverage someone's integrity or glean someone's integrity based on the track record.
Yeah.
Under John Mahama, we saw what some of these initiatives ended up in Jeddah. In fact, a court of competent jurisdiction have, sentenced the former boss of Maslog. So that Ghanaian entrepreneur listening to you, that young people, with this cognizance of history at this back end, why should that youth say that things have changed?
Fantastic.
And I can give Mahama the mandate in December.
So even in heaven, okay, angels rose up against the Lord. Satan was brought to the earth because he was intransigent. You can never say that anywhere in our society, and I'm a very honest politician. You can never say that you won't have one or two people misbehaving under your regime. But you need a leader that will crack the whip. Was it not John Mahama that started the prosecution of Abu Gapele? It was John Mahama. Was that not John Mahama? Abu Gapele is one of John Mahama's own, but he prosecuted. There was a woman who engaged in what I call the salacious gossip, who only said that if he gets $1 million, she will stop politics. What did John Mahama do? He sacked the woman the next day. John Mahama has the track record, okay, of sacking errant people who misbehave under his regime. So the Jeddah issue was prosecuted by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Now, this is a man that has a track record of setting up funds and entities that support businesses. He set up Exim Bank. Was it not John Mahama that funded the Exim Bank? This is a bank that supports local businesses. Why can't John Mahama do? A man who has a track record of setting Exim Bank is telling you that he will use proceeds from Exim Bank to support businesses. There's no other reason than to trust that man. And so I am confident as a young person that when he says he'll do it, he'll do it. When John Mahama promised to fix Dunso, he made that promise in his 2015 State of Nations address, and he fixed it. For even leading members in the MPP to acknowledge the fact that Dunso was fixed by John Dramani Mahama. So I am very confident that the man has the track record, the man has the integrity to do what he promises to do, and he will do it. In fact, you see, John Mahama before coming to power did it. Look at the pharmaceutical companies. Dan Adams, Tobinco Pharmacy, NS Chemist. Did John Mahama not support them with huge sums of money to produce a lot of the medication we use in Ghana? Today, there are a lot of anti-malaria medication that wherever you pass in this country, no matter the size of the pharmacy or a drugstore, you get chunk of anti-malaria drugs produced, and it is because of the support John Mahama gave the pharmaceutical industries. And he did it when he was in power. So if he tells you that he will do it from now, you have no reason than to trust him.
When you go to the page